Welcome back to Balderdash Academy and Happy New Year. Our points are: in last place, we have myself with 20 points. Next, we have Jesse with 32. We have Steve with 33. We have Molly with 39. Nate with 638. And in our sizable lead, we have Marie with 1,038 points. Wow. All right. It is now time for our final pop quiz of this episode. And the first of the year, this pop quiz is from the professor of home ec and wellness, Professor Marie Stewart Harmon.
Hello, everybody. Happy 2021. Yeah. Happy hangover.
We did it.
Woo! We did it. Yeah. All right. So we are all making New Year's resolutions. And guys, there is an unbelievable New Year's resolution that is it's the number one broken New Year's resolution. And I would like to know what you guys think that resolution is. Steve, I wrote your name down first because you don't like going first.
No, I love that too.
I
love it.
I would like to know what you think is the number one broken New Year's resolution.
Now, a lot of people want to lose weight in the new year. That's especially in this country where people tend to just be overweight by nature. In America, people want to lose weight, but that's actually not the most common thing people want to lose. Most people actually want to lose one of their. This is a very common New Year's resolution. People pray every New Year's Day. I am just looking at the numbers, guys. I'm literally just reporting the numbers here. What you want to have, so there's a service where they will come and they will take your for as long as you need. But it's very hard to, they're very popular service. So you have to kind of make a reservation years in advance, and it's hard to get into. So a lot of people are hoping, and their wishes are not coming true. I'm so sorry.
You and I might be alone in this, Steve. Nate, what is the most broken New Year's resolution?
The most broken New Year's resolution, I would have to say, is finding home. Everybody's like, I'm going to click my heels together 3 times. I'm going to say, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. And then they don't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. And that is just that's awful. And they're like, I made a resolution about this. I should be home. And it doesn't work. They're still in Oz. They're still there. And more people just keep getting dropped there. I mean, as global warming increases, we have more tornadoes. Therefore, more people are taking the tornado train to Oz. And they have a real population issue there, and nobody's going home.
All right. Bob, what do you think is the most broken New Year's resolution?
The most broken New Year's resolution is the one that I break every year, and that's trying to keep a New Year's resolution. Mm-hmm. I always resolve on New Year's Eve that, you know what, next year I'm going to do that thing, knowing full well that I am not going to do that thing. I'm saying I'm going to do that thing to help me get through the thing I'm going to do opposite of that tonight. Yeah. On New Year's Eve, which would be last night. So it's keeping the resolution.
Okay. All right, Molly, what about you? What do you think is the most broken New Year's resolution?
The most broken New Year's resolution. Look, we all hate losing our keys. We all hate not knowing where the other shoe is. Where did I put my sweater? Where's my purse? My wallet? Whatever, right? Losing stuff is the pits. But the worst, the queen of all losing things, the king that takes the cake, is losing the remote control. It becomes the most broken New Year's resolution because people just can't stop doing it. It's not an addiction. It's just a bad habit. So it's a real bummer, and people just can't watch the shows they want. They have to use the little buttons on the side, which never get you to where you need to go. Frustration
Got it.
all around.
Yeah.
Those little buttons only do like 7 things. It's really
Off
frustrating.
and on, volume. Like,
I mean, and there's like 10 remotes for a different thing these days. These have all been, it's true. There's like 5 remotes on our coffee table, and I never know which one I'm supposed to use. It's very perplexing for me.
Don't lose the right one.
I don't even know what the right one is.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be my New Year's resolution. Figure out what the remotes do.
Don't do it, you'll break
guys,
it.
These have all been really wonderful answers. Nate has trouble figuring out how to find home to begin with, and finding yourself in Oz. And we've got Bob, who's just trying to keep the damn resolution from the get-go. And we've got Molly here, who, I mean, yeah, I think this probably should be my New Year's resolution, is like, well, figure out what the remotes do. Yeah. That should be my first goal.
You're going to break it, Marie.
Jesse. Yeah, probably within this hangover that we're all having right now. I don't know what it does. It's yelling at me. Jesse, these have been some really, really helpful answers. Before I tell you what the number one broken resolution is and give you some tips about what your New Year's resolution might be, how would you like to score these points here to these wonderful faculty members on New Year's Day?
That is a very good question. I want to keep it New Year's themed, so how about champagne? Let's just score it with champagne.
Champagne? Love it. Pop that bubbly.
I love champagne.
Perfect. Well, this is a difficult one, but honestly, Bob's answer was the closest to something I would have said too, which is the New Year's resolution of keeping a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times you say you're going to do something at the beginning of New Year's, and then because you said it, it acts like a curse, and you never end up doing it because of that.
Yeah.
And I think I'm giving Bob the champagne on this one.
How much champagne do you want to give Bob?
Oh man, how many bottles do you need? I guess you know, to last for 100 years, 100 bottles of champagne that you can only open on New Year's. Special New Year's champagne.
I appreciate that you awarded our headmaster these points, because he actually is, he's onto something here. The number one resolution that is broken is along the lines of losing something. It's usually weight, but it's also just getting fit in general. We give ourselves a really hard time. We set ourselves up for these unrealistic expectations of, I'm going to get to the gym 5 times a week. Like, life happens. We need to set realistic expectations for ourselves. So if I'm going to give you any advice on how to improve your health and wellness going into your New Year's resolutions, is just pick one. Think about what Bob said. You know, we are just trying to keep our resolutions. Do not set yourself up for failure. Set yourself up with something that you can actually achieve. And one of the things that has been suggested to me is having a commitment card of some sort. And instead of giving yourself an unrealistic expectation of like, I'm going to make it to the gym 5 days a week, you give yourself some sort of positive inspiration in that I enjoy feeling the benefits of going to the gym frequently. So having something more realistic set in your head and not setting yourself up for failure. And just pick one. Don't pick 5 resolutions. That's foolish. You'll break 4 of them immediately.
The easiest thing to do is give yourself a resolution that you're already doing. For instance, this year I will be eating 1 sandwich per day. And I can. There you go. I've already been doing it. So.
Maybe your resolution is to eat 5 sandwiches per week. Then you have a little bit of a window.
Maybe your resolution is to eat sandwiches with pug bread.
Ooh.
I like that.
Perhaps.
One. You can give points for that.
Thank you, faculty.
All right, so it is now time for our last 30 seconds or less. Jesse.
Yes.
The randomizer has returned a question, and it is: what is the best piece of advice that you have ever given?
Ooh.
Can I do a little sidebar on this one? Do you mind?
Sure.
He's got 30 seconds, Steve.
Sorry. It can either be the best piece of advice you've ever gotten or the best pizza advice you've ever gotten. Either one is fine.
Oh, man. No pineapples. No. I'm not sure. This is a very,
it's whatever
very
one
tough
you've given.
Given though.
Oh, sorry,
not-
given.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another one. I could think of advice I've gotten. I don't know.
10.
I don't want to cheap out on this
Oh
one.
my God.
Hey, don't overthink everything. Just be yourself and live in the moment. Boom.
That's perfect.
It's good.
That is
Yeah.
perfect.
It's true.
Perfect
Something we're all
advice.
probably victim of.
Something we didn't need to know going into the new year.
Our next game is called Technically Correct. I will read a description of a movie that is technically correct. Our faculty members will all come up with an answer as fast as possible. Jesse will then award points based on the answers that he likes best. Our first movie. A man discovers that falling for a married woman can put your health at stake. Marie.
The Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers. All right. Molly, what do you got?
That movie with that.
Is this the one where you kind of describe it and we answer it for you again?
Figure it out for you.
That wedding one where I don't know, it's that lady. Crap. Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids. Steve, what do you got?
The Graduate.
The Graduate. And Nate,
4 weddings and a funeral.
4 weddings and a funeral. So, Jesse, we have Marie with Wedding Crashers, Molly with Bridesmaids, Steve with The Graduate, and Nate with 4 weddings and a funeral. The answer to a man discovers that falling for a married woman can put your health at stake is Dracula.
At stake.
Okay.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't know where the
It was-
pun
Jesse,
was.
how would you
Wordplay.
like to score? How would you like to score?
Oh, no one got it. What do I give to who? Everyone got it right.
What'd you like?
What answer did you like best? Remember,
That's true.
it's not about the right answer. It's about the answer that you think should be the right answer. So, of those, we had Marie with Wedding Crashers, Molly with Bridesmaids, Steve with The Graduate, and Nate with 4 weddings and a funeral.
You know, out of all of those movies, I've only seen one of them. And I got to give it to Steve. It was The Graduate. And I do
All
think
right.
that actually still answers your question.
Yeah, exactly. How much would you like to score? How many points would you like to give him?
No, I'll give him 100 Mrs. Robinsons.
100 Mrs. Robinsons. Our next question, our next technically correct. A man runs an errand and bad guys chase him. Molly.
God damn it, man. What? So, can you repeat it, please?
A man runs an errand
Runs an errand.
and bad guys chase him.
Okay, this is just great. Truman Show.
Truman Show. All right, Steve, what do you have?
I'm gonna go with the Fast and the Furious.
And Nate,
The Pacifier.
Pacifier, and
Vin
Marie.
Diesel. Star Wars: A New Hope, specifically Han Solo.
Star Wars: A
He
New
is running
Hope.
an errand, yeah.
He is.
So-
He's chased.
I can't remember.
We have Molly with The Truman Show, Steve with Fast and Furious, Nate with The Pacifier, and Marie with Star Wars: A New Hope. This one was actually Marie's Shawshank Redemption. A man runs an errand and bad guys chase him, describes the Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
Marie.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That's one of my favorites.
It's so weird. I was just thinking about it.
And Jesse, how would you like to score?
Right. I'm just going simple here. I'm going to give 50 James Francos to
who?
Oh, this is a very who got the closest to Pineapple Express? Like none of these movies.
None of us.
You know what? You've all
Marie's got
equally,
Pacifier?
you've all equally gotten close to Pineapple Express because I bet you there are elements of that movie in each and every one of your picks.
That's
So
true. It's very
I'm-
referential, yeah.
It's super referential. So 50,
All right, so 50 Francos across the board.
50 Francos
50
to
Francos.
everybody.
50 Francos to everybody. Our next technically correct The buck stops with a woman trying to prevent a corporation's hostile takeover. Steve.
Terminator 2.
What do you have? Terminator 2. Nate, what's your answer?
Uncle Buck.
Good movie.
Uncle Buck. Marie, what do you got?
Aaron Brockovich.
Oh,
And
God damn it.
Molly?
Well, not Aaron Brockovich now. What's that one with Keanu
Sorry.
Reeves and he's with Satan and stuff?
Aaron Brockovich.
Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, sure, that one.
What's the one with the woman
Constantine.
trying to prevent a hostile takeover?
Yeah. What's the one with the guy? Yeah. Oh, Keanu Reeves not a woman. Son of a bitch.
I mean, don't make any
Snow White.
assumptions.
Brave.
Snow
No.
White.
Snow White. We'll go
No?
Snow White. No.
Snow White. All right.
Not-
I honestly
That's
thought
actually-
you would have gotten this one, Molly. So the buck stops with a woman trying to prevent a hostile takeover. You have Steve with Terminator 2, Nate with Uncle Buck, Marie with Aaron Brockovich,
Alien.
Molly with Snow White. The answer is Tank Girl.
Oh, come on.
Tank Girl.
Come
I even put
on.
the buck. Her name is Rebecca Buck.
I don't remember stuff like that.
All right. My apologies. Jesse, how would you like to score?
I'm giving it to Terminator because that is just one of my favorite movies of all time.
All right.
Like,
All right. How many
Me too.
thumbs up?
How many? You know what? I'm gonna give it. Let's just go with points this time. I'm gonna give Steve a handsome 200 points.
Whoa. Sorry, that was very loud. My mic was
200
close.
points.
Whoa!
All right.
Oh, you fell in.
Our final, technically correct for
Oh, my
this,
Lord.
we have a boy sees himself have a very bad day. Nate, what's your answer?
Simon Birch.
Simon Birch. Marie.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Okay. Technically correct. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Molly, what do you have?
Guys, I think I might have an answer that actually fits. This is exciting. Back to the Future?
Back to the Future. And Steve, what's your answer?
Well, I was also going to say Back to the Future, but I think this is Back to the Future 2.
Oh, don't even steal my thunder.
No, I promise. Yeah, I have it written down here. I was already going to
Yeah,
say.
All right. Back to the
Sorry.
Future 2.
Sorry, Mom.
So, a boy sees himself having a very bad day. Nate with Simon Birch, Marie with Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, Molly with Back to the Future, Steve with Back to the Future 2. The answer was 12 Monkeys.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I don't remember
Wow.
that movie.
Monkeys?
Dang.
I don't
12
even know.
Monkeys.
All right.
Jesse, how would you like to score?
This is. I'm gonna have to give this to the flex capacitors. So both Back to the Future answers. You guys, 25 flex capacitors each.
Yes.
So,
25
Flux
flux
capacitors.
capacitors.
Oh, flex
each.
capacitors. Let's go.
You were the flex capacitor. Yeah.
That would be my wrestling name.
Flex capacitor.
Yeah, I think I've seen flex capacitor on Muscle Beach some days.
All right. So before we find out who came in second tonight, we're going to we're going to talk about our moral.
Mm-hmm.
And today's moral was pretty clear. After we talked to each other, after we played our games, listened to Jesse, what is the moral tonight is simply this. When you're in a pile on the floor, do your best to be a grumble.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Very good advice.
I want to
find
be
out
in a
who
grumble
won.
puddle.
In last place, we have Jesse, our visiting professor, with 32
Nice
points,
job.
which is also the definition of restraint. Our next, we have Molly with 114, myself with 120, Steve with 408, and in second place, Nate with 688.
Nice job,
In
buddy.
the lead,
Who could it be?
in a sizable lead, our new reigning champion, Marie, with 1,088
Thank you, Nate.
points.
It looks so nice.
So,
Nice job, Marie.
proud of
three-time
you.
reigning champion,
Thank you.
Marie Stewart Harmon.
Thank
Very
you, Jesse.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I couldn't
All
have done
right.
it without any of you.
Jesse,
Yep.
thank you for being a professor tonight on Balderdash Academy.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for making me a champion.
Of course.
The link
That's
to
what she
Jesse's
said.
website is in the description. Thank you for visiting us here at Balderdash Academy. Since we started Balderdash Academy, you've been with us from the beginning, and we thank you for being here with us tonight. We hope that we could make you laugh. I've been your headmaster, Bob LeBlanc. Joining me has been...
What are their names again?
Oh, I got to see who came in when. Professor of English Language Arts, Molly McGill.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Coach of the Balderdash Academy Dashers, Steve Corning.
We'll get him next time.
Our Professor of STEAM, Nate Green.
2021 can't be worse than 2020.
You jinxed it.
Well, hindsight is 2020, our reigning champion. Going into the new year,
Wow.
our three-time winner, Professor of Home Ec and Wellness, Professor Marie Stewart Harmon.
Thank you all so much for joining us.
deserved.
Happy New Year. Make resolutions you can keep.
You should do that.
Like listening to Balderdash every week.
Yes. Great
Yes.
resolution.
So, speaking of which, remember to like and subscribe to this video. Also, remember that we have options available if you'd like to support the show directly. We also have merch available if you'd like to show your school colors. Links to everything are in the description. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year, and have a good night. For complete episodes and more, visit us at balderdashacademy.com.
After celebrating the end of 2020, start of 2021, you may realize that you have one more gift from 2020. A hangover. Come by Balderdash Academy and learn how hangovers are much like babies, oregano, colonoscopies, and yes, that's right, cereal. You won't believe what you hear coming up in the bonus episode of Balderdash Academy.
Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. You can find us on your favorite podcast service as Balderdash Academy. Go Dashers!